Hello and welcome to Maximum Fitness. My name is Jeremy Dahm, owner and trainer of Forever Fit Personal Training. We're here at 5 Mile in Farmington at the Livonia Senior Center. We're going to get started with something called functional flexibility, balance, and core. That's going to be what today's episode is based on. As you see behind me, I have the equipment needed for what we're about ready to do. I have a Bosu ball, is also known as a half ball. I have a medicine ball. I have 2 dumbbells, it could be any weight or whatever you may prefer, a mat, and a balance ball, as well as a chair. And I provided my own rubber flooring, but it could be a carpet at home, whatever you got in the comfort of your own place. We're going to get started with something called a pretzel stretch. Okay, we're going to start off first on our back, which is also known as a supine position. I'm going to lift up the knee, just like so, and bring the other knee in and push that knee into the lower ankle complex. And I'm going to push with this leg here and pull with my hands here. You could have your head flat on the floor. You can be up like this. And generally, you hold this stretch for about 10 to 30 seconds. But if you want to be in a static stretch area, it's 20 to 30. Then I'm going to switch. Remember, if you want to get a good stretch, you want to hold it for 20 to 30. But I may not be holding it for exact that time, but we got a lot of good things to go over today, so I may be rolling through them a little bit quicker than normal. All right, excellent. Now the next pretzel stretch, this one is actually one of my personal favorites. You just go forward here, put the leg forward here. And any of you that have done yoga before, I guarantee you've probably seen this one before. You just lean forward with this leg slightly tucked underneath the body. And some of you might only be able to go to right here, but that's fine. You just start where you can and just lean forward and feel that stretch. It's really good. Good for the piriformis area, right in this area of the glute. Do both sides, hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to move on to our next one, which is known as the hip flexor chair stretch. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a chair, it could be a bench, but you want to have something that's stable. You don't want something like sliding all over the floor on you, not moving all over the place. So one of the reasons I brought this rubber matting is because when I put the chair down, it's going to be more stable when I do this stretch. So I'm going to put one leg up here on the chair, just like so. And then I'm going to lean forward with this leg, lean forward, and then I'm going to start to feel a stretch right through here, right on the right side of my body. It's going to come right down through here. And the more I lean forward, the more upright I am, I'm not going to feel it. The more I lean forward, the more I'm going to stretch that hip flexor out. And I'm going to do both sides. So now, you're going to see now I'm going to put my left leg up, right leg forward. Again, you start to feel that right there. Right through here. Really good, a good stretch on that hip flexor. Great. And that's our hip flexor stretch. Now the next one we're going to move to is known as a high knee external to internal rotation. Now, for some of you that may not have as good a balance, you can use this chair. But for you that do, you don't need the chair. So you're just going to go right here. This is from external to internal rotation. I'm going to start off out here, and I'm going to just go like that. I'm going to do 10 of these on each side. This really helps with hip mobility, loosening up the hips. It's a good form of a dynamic warm-up before you get involved with any sports or activities that you're doing throughout the day. Okay, good. And I'm going to switch sides. Now, if you wanted to see what it looked like when I'm holding on to the chair, I'd just put the chair like so, and I just go like this. So from outside to inside. External is out here, internal is right here. So I'm externally rotating inward. Now I'm going to move on to internal to external. So I'm going to start off inside, and I'm going to go back and then back in and then out. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to start in, out, then bring it back. In, out, then bring it back. The same amount of reps, 10 on each side. And you know, if you want to make it a little harder, you can hold, you could stabilize it at the top of each movement, hold it for like a second or two, twist and hold that for a second or two, and then bring it down. And do the other side. So I'm going to start off with internal to external. Remember, you don't have to use the chair if your balance is already good enough. That chair isn't something you want to be using. Okay, great. I'm going to move this chair out of here. Now we're going to go into something called the lunge and twist. So the lunge and twist looks like so. I'm going to give a nice stride with the right leg out in front of me. I'm going to make sure when I'm doing the lunge, first of all, for you that want to have a little lesson on the lunge, you don't want to make sure that you want to make sure this knee isn't going past the toe, okay? What a lot of people do is they go like this, and that's bad because when that knee goes past the toe, that foot goes into a plantar flex position, which is too hard on the knee. So I want you guys to concentrate on when you are doing the lunge, first of all, is keep the weight in the heel of the front foot and the ball of the back foot. So this is a little bit more advanced than a regular lunge. You're going to go lunge out, and you're going to twist. And that back leg also is parallel to the floor, as you see right there. It's not up here, but it's down here. So I'm going to go back and forth. 1, 2. So lunge and twist, just like that. So we're going to do 5 right now. But when you're exercising, generally 10 reps would be the minimal amount that I would ask you to do. That's 3, 4, and 5. All right, we'll turn it around. We'll do the other leg. 1, 2, 3, and really start to burn. 4, and 5. We're going to bring it back right to center, and we're going to go right into something called the lateral lunge. Now the thing to remember about a lateral lunge is first and foremost is you want to make sure that both feet are facing in the same direction. I don't want this foot going out here, I don't want this foot going in here, and this foot out here. You want both feet facing in the same direction. And try to keep them symmetrically even with one another. So I'm going to lateral lunge out to my side, and we're going to go 5 on each side. Here we go. So nice deep bend here. I'm going to feel it in this leg on my left side. And as I lunge into it, I'm going to come back by pressing on this leg here, the instep and the heel of the right leg. I'm going to press off and then come back, and I'm going to do 4 more. That's 5. Now I'm going to switch sides. 1, 2. See how both of my feet are facing forward? 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to go into the next exercise called the leg swings. I'm going to grab the chair here. And I'm going to go, instead of like 15 back and forth, we're going to do 5s because we got a lot of nice exercises to roll through, so we're going to get them through this episode. So here we go, back and forth. 1, 2, 3. See how my leg is just going back and forth in front of my body and outside of my body. Last one, and 5. And I'm going to switch sides. You could do this on the wall as well. I think the wall actually works better, but we have a chair today. And 5. Okay, now we're going to go into the leg swing to the front. That was the leg swing side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to turn it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's finish up our leg swings. Now we're going to go into the next one known as the walking toe touch. I have to move this chair out of the way. So the walking toe touch looks like so. I'm going to reach down. See how I'm keeping my front leg straight and I'm lifting up my toe in the front? Well, it's engaged my hamstring, so it's a really good hamstring stretch. And I'm going to touch, then I'm going to come back up and I'm going to walk forward, extend that leg, try to keep it as straight as possible while lifting up that toe. We're going to walk back and forth. Great. Now we got the idea of what the walking toe touch is. Next, we're going to go into something called the kneeling quad. Well, one thing you're going to notice about the kneeling quad is your knee is going to be vulnerable in this situation, which you want to make sure you're on a padded surface. So I have this mat here. So I'm going to have one leg forward, like so. I'm going to grab that leg behind me. Requires a little bit of balance too. And then I'm going to reach up, and I'm going to try to pull back. I'm going to try to grab around my ankle of the back leg, and I'm going to really try to slightly torque on that back leg while feeling how intense it is in the quadricep right here. And I'm going to hold it for about, again, 20 to 30 seconds. I'm going to switch sides. When I start, I like to put my arm here because, like I said, it requires a significant amount of balance. Then I'm going to grab. Then I'm in good position. Excellent. Now we're going to move on to something called the shoulder arm cross with the Bosu ball. This is one we've never done on Maximum Fitness, but we're going to try it out right now. So I'm going to stand up here on the ball. Generally, a rule of thumb is you want to make sure your feet are shoulder width apart. And this arm here is going to be coming across my body. That's why it's called the arm cross. But I'm going to be going into a squatting position. I'm going to go down with this arm, come all the way down and touch that ankle on the opposite side. Then I'm going to come up and all the way up above my head. Okay, so down, nice shoulder cross, all the way above the head. This is back to finish, and I'm going to stabilize. So down here, touch, then the finish is come up and stabilize. And hold it generally for like 2 seconds. We're doing like 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And switch. This one requires a good amount of functional flexibility and balance. You want to be able to get down low enough at about 90 degrees with those quadriceps to be able to get down to the point of touching that ankle. And then up. We got one more. Woo! Almost lost it there, but finished pretty strong. So the next one we're going to go into, we're going to get rid of the Bosu ball, is called the lat stretch. I'm going to bring the chair back here. Now, I would much rather have something up a little bit higher, but I'm just going to describe to you guys what I would require to do to actually implement the lats into that stretch. So I would like to put my arms forward and just lean back on this chair, just lean back. And just see how my arms are fully extended as I'm coming down. As I'm coming down, I'm pushing my body down. I'm starting to feel that stretch in my upper back. Now it helps to have something up a little bit higher so you can easily get to that back stretch faster. Again, hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds, and you got a really good lat stretch. Next, we're going to go into the prone spider groin, and it's known as the spider groin stretch. This one is a more of an advanced groin stretch. I mean, there's simple ways of doing other groin stretches when you're just going off to the side and, you know, feeling that stretch, or, you know, down on a mat when we're just bringing our feet in. We know those ones, but what a lot of us don't know is how to do the spider groin stretch, which is a bit more advanced. So I'm going to go forward, just like so, and my back leg, my front leg's going to be like this, touching my left arm, and my right arm's going to be back, and my left leg forward, right leg back, right arm back, and I'm feeling the stretch in my groin already. And then when you go forward, the right hand goes with the right leg, and then the left hand goes forward, and the right arm stays back. So I need a little bit more room to do this one off this mat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start back here. So it looks like this. And you want to look up when you're doing it so you can activate the erectus spinae. So just like so. We'll do it one more time on the way back here. See how my right arm is on the floor and my right leg is up against my right arm, and that back leg, my left arm's forward and my back leg is fully extended. This is my starting position, and every time I stop, it's just like switching from one side to the next. Excellent. That's known as the spider groin stretch. Now this next one is known as the knees to pitch stretch. Well, this one I'm just going to lay down on my back and bringing my knees in. It really helps loosen up that lower back. It's a good stretch. You don't have to cross over the legs. You could put the legs like so or like this. And you want to grab with both arms and just kind of lock those arms together and hold those knees in. See how they're up right around my armpit area? And I'm going to hold that for 20 to 30 seconds. And that's an excellent stretch. Great. Okay, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
Tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Welcome back to Maximum Fitness. We're going to go into our balance exercises now. First one we're going to do is known as the the medicine ball single leg RDL. So it looks like so, or they're also known as a single leg crane. So you're just gonna go like this, reach forward, and that back leg, see that? The leg stays as straight as possible and the back leg goes up in the back. Only do a couple on each side. Then right after this, just switch legs. Really start to feel it in your hamstrings, right back here. Next one we're gonna do is known as the dumbbell bench press on the actual balance ball. So here it is right here. Gonna lay it down on the back. Gonna get the upper shoulders and scapula on the back and the neck all at the same time. I'm just gonna go like this. Make sure those arms don't go past 90 to the floor. Just up and then down. You can even take it down slower, hold it for 2 seconds and come up. Another variation is I could set this weight down and I can go into a single arm dumbbell press, which gets more of those core muscles firing as long as, and also the intrinsic core stabilizers and obliques. You can do both arms. That's known as the dumbbell press, double arm and single arm. Next thing we're gonna go to is the balance ball seated shoulder raise. So just gonna fix myself on here and I'm gonna get set up at about, legs at about 90 degrees. So you wanna make sure you got a ball that's, you're not gonna be sinking too far down in. And then it's just gonna look like this. See, alternating leg raise, just go back and forth. That's your 2-arm raise. Then you'll set one weight down and you go into the opposite arm and opposite leg shoulder raise. Then when you're done with 10 reps on that side, then you'll go into the other side, right, from one arm to the next. Excellent. You want to make sure you set these off to the side. And we're going to go, right now, we're going to go into a push-up on the balance ball. All right, now we're going to move on to the single leg balance ball push-up. But I'm going to be alternating my legs between reps. Looks like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go for 10. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. That concludes our balance exercises, and now we're going to move right on to the core.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to Maximum Fitness. Now we're going to finish off with our core exercises. First one we're going to do is known as the straight leg balance ball exchange. So it looks like so. Hold that ball between my legs and just go back and forth. We're just going to do like 5 of these. But generally, when you're exercising, you can do as many as you'd like. It's a good exercise for the abs. So the next exercise we're going to go into is known as the medicine ball sit-up. Set the balance ball to the side. Now the medicine ball sit-up, my arms are going to be fully extended. And I'm just going to sit up. I'll keep my arms fully extended the whole time. I also try to focus on, when I'm putting that ball up in there, I try to focus on like making that little diamond or that heart shape where my hands are. I try to focus and have a focal point. I try to look right in there, in between my fingers the whole time. Great. Now we're going to move on to the single leg V-up. Opposite arm to opposite leg, single leg V up, just like so. Let's do like 5 on each side again. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch sides. 2, 4, and 5. Next one, we're going to grab that medicine ball again. We're going to keep our legs like so, and the arms are going to be fully extended. We're going to do the 6-inch crunch. Basically, you're just raising those shoulders off the mat and then bringing them back down. That's known as the 6-inch medicine ball crunch. The last exercise we're going to do in our core is known as the lateral ball scissor. This one can be a bit tricky. The trickiest part when doing this exercise is holding the ball between your legs without having it slip out. And then you're going to want to raise the legs both off the floor and just go back and forth. Oh, see, it just slipped, so let's do that again here. It's back and forth. About 10 turns back and forth is sufficient. You don't need to do more than that. And obviously, when you're done with one side, then you switch it to the other side. Great. We're all set. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Maximum Fitness. My name's Jeremy Dahm. Make it a great and healthy day.